Hey everyone, welcome back to Micro Adventures. Ellie and Josiah here. We are going to do a full body class and we're going to focus on transitions. So there's two types of transitions in this workout. The first type is an engaged transition where you transition from one move to the next rather slowly but keeping the muscle engaged as you transition. The other, fast, right? You get from the front of the machine to the back of the machine to the next move as quickly as you can. So that is our focus. We're gonna work on practicing those transitions so we can get better at them and more effective in our workouts. We'll be on one black spring to start. If you only have one set of handlebars, make sure they're up front today. Let's go ahead and begin in a plank hold. So hands to the front platform, toes to the carriage. You're gonna find a strong plank in your body and just hold your plank. Okay, turn on your legs, squeeze your glutes, engage your waistline away from the floor. Push down into the palms and point your thumbs forward so that you're wrapping your knuckles towards the floor and taking the tension out of the wrists. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, pull your abs in and around you a little bit deeper. From here, we're gonna go right into an around the world bear. So we'll draw both knees towards our right shoulder slowly and with control. We'll lengthen back out center plank. Knees will come directly in towards your chest. And then over to the left side. So we're really just trying to hit all angles of the core to warm us up, to get us started. Taking some nice big inhales, nice full exhales. Check that your shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. The neck is nice and long, nice and loose. And then try to go just a tiny bit slower. And I know that seems like a lot, but just go for it a little bit slower here. We're gonna go 15 seconds and we're coming down to our knees. Hands stay where they are. Hips are gonna open to the right. We're gonna get into our left oblique to start today. In 4, knees to the carriage. In 3, 2, and 1, knees to the carriage, hands stay. Open the hips to the right, so left oblique is facing the floor. We're gonna go 1 push-up. We're gonna go 1 wheelbarrow. So 1 twisted push-up, 1 twisted wheelbarrow. Focus on actively lifting your left oblique away from the floor the whole time. Knees are side by side. You have just enough swivel in the hips that your left oblique is doing the work here. And then I like to squeeze my inner thighs together. For some reason, that really helps me get a little deeper into my core, so maybe give that a try. Now, this first transition we're gonna do, we are gonna focus on a engaged transition. So that means we're gonna keep the tension in the left oblique as we transition to the next move. You've got 15 seconds to go here. Knees are gonna stay. We're gonna stay in this twisted position. We're gonna come down to the forearms and we're gonna hit a twisted saw. So in 4, shoulders over the wrists. In 3, 2, pause, shoulders over the wrist. Keep the left oblique engaged, lower down carefully, 1 forearm at a time. And then go into your twisted saw. So re-engage, make sure that left oblique is still lifting away from the floor, inner thighs still pressing together. And now we're pushing down into the elbows to help lift the waistline away from the floor. Good. And we're not gonna do this transition just once because practice makes perfect. So focus in on the saw here. If you'd like to layer in a little bit of a mini crunch, once the shoulders are over the elbows, you can get that waistline just a little lift, a little extra, a little crunch. Good. 25 seconds. We're gonna come back up to our twisted wheelbarrow push-up combo. And we're just gonna do it for 30 seconds this time. So we were just in each of these moves for 1 full minute. We're gonna cut the time in half. I want you to focus on the transition. It's gonna be a little different because now we're lifting from the elbows to the hands. See if you can keep your left oblique engaged. In 3, twisted wheelbarrow with a push-up. In 2, 1, can you keep the left oblique engaged? Walk it back up. 1 wheelbarrow, 1 push-up. You have 25 seconds left here. Slow yourself down, right? This is not a race when you're in the move. The slower you go, the more you get out of these exercises. And anytime anything in this class does not feel challenging enough, go slower. In 4, down to the forearms, back to our twisted saw. In 3, 2, forearms down. We'll hit that twisted saw. If you want to layer in a little crunch, layer in a little crunch. You've got 25 seconds. Up next is teaser, hands to the high handlebars. It will be left foot over right. Toes are gonna point towards your right shoulder. Make this transition quick, okay? Probably not gonna be able to keep the oblique engaged. We're just gonna transition quick. In 5, teaser in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk the hands up to the high handlebars, step the left foot in front of the right, toes are pointed towards your right shoulder. Even weight in both hands, square your chest over that platform, and then pull your left hip up and over your left shoulder. Slowly and with control back out. So range of motion on your teaser is probably not gonna be that big, right? If you pull the feet in too far, the tension is gonna dump down into your heels and you're gonna take it out of the waistline. We're also being mindful, we don't send the carriage out so far, we're dipping through our left hip, right? So the furthest point is where the left oblique is still engaged. We're piking and lifting in and up. Slowly and with control. Let's see if we can make this next transition really smooth as well. In 4, pull the carriage in halfway and hold. In 3, 2, halfway and hold. Give me a little pulse. Left hip over left shoulder. We're going single leg squat. Step your left foot to the platform. Turn to the right. In 3, 2, 1. Left foot steps to the front platform. Right foot stays on the carriage. Single leg squat. You're gonna sit your hips down and back. Sweep your arms forward out in front of you. Pause at the bottom. Check in. Left middle toes, left knee, left hip all lined up. Now drive into your left heel, squeeze left glute, slowly lift it up 2, slowly up 3. On 4, you still have a nice bend in your knee, and then sit it down and back. Right foot here can stay flat, right heel can lift, but there's not a lot of weight in your right leg. Okay, we're working on our left leg here. Good, let's keep this going. Single leg squat, slow and controlled. You've got 15 seconds. We are going to pivot to face the front. We're gonna get into an elevator lunge. Left foot stays on the front platform, right foot stays on the carriage. In 3, elevator lunge. In 2, 1, quarter turn to the left. Smooth, quick transition here, elevator lunge. Nice job, Josiah. So pause the bottom of your lunge, right? Really dig down through left heel, slowly lift up. You do not want to feel this exercise in your right hip flexor. Okay, so if you feel this in the right hip, bring more body weight into your left heel, right? Find a bigger tip forward from the hips and a soft bend in your back knee. The working leg is your left leg. Your right leg, just like the single leg squat, it's just along for the ride. Every time we come to the bottom of that lunge, I want you to pause, take your time on the way up, and do not lock out your knee, do not undo your work. We're gonna go 15 seconds. We're gonna pivot back around to that single leg squat and we're gonna hold. Okay, so 10 seconds. Visualize this transition, really smooth. Quarter turn to your right in 3, 2, and 1. Sit down into your single leg squat, hold. Freeze your left leg. We're gonna skate the right leg in nice and slow. Beautiful, skate the right leg out nice and slow. You've got 20 seconds here. We're gonna pivot right back into our elevator lunge for carriage kicks next. Keep reaching your left glute down and back to the floor behind you. Weights in the left heel. Push down into the big toe mound, pinky toe mound of that foot. Stabilize your left leg. Check in your left hip's not bumping to the left. It's not coming over the rail. In 3, elevator lunge. In 2, 1. Pivot, bottom of your elevator lunge and hold. Go right into your carriage kicks, back knees coming in. Now, sometimes I like to bring my fingertips to the tops of those handlebars just to challenge myself to get a little lower. If you do so, just make sure you're not dumping your weight down through the arms. Left leg is frozen. Energy down through your left heel, right leg's moving nice and slow here. We are pivoting back to our single leg squat for full range of motion in 3, 2, 1. Quarter turn back to the right, single leg squat, full range of motion, really slow. You have less than 30 seconds here, so you're probably only gonna get 1 or 2 good squats. Full range of motion to finish out this single leg squat. We pivot back to elevator lunge. Last time in elevator lunge in 3, 2, and 1. Back to your elevator lunge. So you're getting really good about this transition, where to place your feet. You have time for only 2 really good elevator lunges, so you need to slow it down. 19 seconds to go. 1 red spring. We're gonna meet in a runner's lunge. So you can do runner's lunge with the left foot on the front platform or on the floor, your call. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One red spring for me, friends. Left foot on the front platform or on the floor. Right toes tuck wherever they're comfortable in the carriage. Bend down through both knees, drop it down low, hold. Tip forward from the hips just a little bit. Bring your chest slightly over left thigh, good. Now right leg, slowly extend it back. Slowly and with control, resist it right back in. Okay, we're keeping these moves pretty close to each other for the most part, so the transition time can be super, super minimal. But really, we're just learning how to place our bodies effectively, right? You want as few steps in the transition as possible. You really want to place your body with purpose and with care. Think about your left glute reaching down and back to the carriage behind you. Lots of energy down through the left heel. Right leg slowly and with control. Maybe you can pick the right heel up a little higher, dip the right knee down a little lower. So good. All right, friends, 10 seconds. We're gonna pivot to the right. Give me standing outer thighs. In 3, 2, 1. Quarter turn to the right, legs are straight, weight is even in both feet. Now as you push the carriage out, tip forward from the hips. Maybe give me a little chest open with the arms. Nice. Pause at your furthest point. Slowly resist it right back in. Good. Try to keep as much space between the front platform and the carriage as possible. And while we are gonna do this facing both directions, you are working evenly through both legs. See if you can kind of flare the knees out the teensy tiniest bit. Seal down the outer edges of the feet. Really push evenly into both legs. If you've got straps that you wanna hook your feet inside of them to use for more leverage, you can. And then where you place your right foot makes a difference. Inside edge of the carriage is gonna give you more resistance. Closer to the back edge of the carriage, less resistance. So take what you need. You've got 10 seconds. We go back into our runner's lunge, and we're gonna find a little pulse this time. In 3, 2, and 1. Pivot back around, runner's lunge. Bend down through both knees and just hold it here. Good. From here, left glute, we're gonna pulse it down and back an inch, drive through left heel, lift up an inch. Down and back an inch, lift up. Right leg is silent. Really reach your left glute down and back behind you. Building the pressure down through the left heel, check in. Left knee is stacked over the heel, not behind it, not in front of it. In 4, back to outer thighs. In 3, 2, 1, quarter turn to the right. Let's go back to our outer thighs. Send it out, furthest point, hold. Press it out an inch, back in an inch. Out an inch, back in an inch. Be careful not to lock out your knees. You're doing great. You've got 15 seconds. We are going seamlessly into a squat. Do not lose the tension in your outer thighs. You've got 10 seconds to go. Stay with it. Check in with your core. Wrap your abs in and around you. In 4, we go into a squat. In 3, 2, resist the carriage in. Keep some space between the carriage and the platform. Then sit your weight back into your heels. Drop it down, bottom of the squat. Drive through the heels, squeeze the glutes slowly, and with control, lift it up. Great job. Can you send the carriage out 1 inch further? Can you flare the knees out? Seal down the outer edges of the feet. Focus on a strong core. You're sending the weight back into the heels. Drive through the heels slowly and with control, lift it up. In 4, we're gonna hold our squat. In 3, 2, whatever your best squat is right now, recommit to your core. From here, we're gonna pulse it down an inch, lift up an inch, flare the knees out wide, hold. Hips down an inch, up an inch, little flare hold. Nice, Josiah. Down an inch, up an inch, flare hold. One more time. Down an inch, up an inch, flare hold. Bottom of your squat, and then slowly to the top, full range of motion. Great job. This is gonna be the last thing we do on our legs for a little bit of time here. So send the carriage out an inch further, go a little bit slower. We're gonna move into some upper body work. Good. In 4, take it down, hold. In 3, 2, take it down, hold. This time, flare the knees out wide, hold. Now hips down an inch, up an inch, flare, hold. Down an inch, up an inch, flare, hold. Down an inch, up an inch. One more time. Bottom of your squat first, back to full range. Do not lock out your knees at the top. Soften your shoulders, shake out the neck. Keep going with your squats. You have 30 seconds left. We are going 2 black springs. It's gonna be a single arm lat pull. Knees on top of the carriage, left hand to your back platform. Let's go 10 seconds, single arm lat pull, left side. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go 2 black springs. Knees on top of your carriage. We'll bring the left hand to the back platform, and we're gonna get a grip at the outer edge of the platform. Good. From here, torso is parallel to the floor. Let's hit that lat pull left side. We're pulling our chest back over the back platform, driving left elbow back. Now, for more resistance, you can walk your left hand all the way towards the very back edge of your platform. Inside edge of the platform, a little bit less resistance. And I like to grab the side of that rail, but you can also grab overhand grip of the inner edge of the rail. So either the palms facing in towards your body or it's an overhand grip, because on deck we're gonna hit an underhand grip. So just make sure you're not there already. Focus on your lat doing the work on the left side. You're driving your left elbow straight down beside you, and try not to use your arm as much, right? We're really trying to work this big back muscle. In 4, back hold. In 3, 2, pull your chest over that back platform. Give me a little pulse. 1 inch pulse, squeeze, drive the elbow back. Underhand grip in 3, 2, 1, just switch your grip. Underhand grip, and we go right into the lat pull. Seamless, right? We're still working the exact same lat muscle. We've just switched up the hand position so the arm feels it a little bit differently. Now with the right hand, you can have it on the carriage as Josiah's done. You can also bring it behind your back to get a little bit more core. So take what you need. And if you need a little more resistance in this underhand grip, just inch your knees back a bit. That's gonna get you a little bit more. So really back heavy here. Good, nice control, Josiah. Let's go 10 seconds just like this. In 4, chest over that back platform. In 3, 2, pull it over the back platform, shoulders away from the ears. Give me a little pulse. Little side of that elbow back. 10 seconds, let's go to the right arm, overhand lat pull. In 3, 2, 1. Switch it out. Right hand to the back platform, lat pull here. So I find if I pretend that there is a string attached to my elbow and someone's just pulling that string that's pulling and sliding my elbow back, that really helps me to get into my lat, right? So think about moving from the elbow joint, because when you think about sliding your elbows back, it tends to engage your back muscles. That way we're not just muscling it out here with the arms. Check in that the neck is relaxed, the shoulders are away from the ears, and your shoulders are level, right? So that right shoulder's not in front of the left shoulder. In 4, back hold. In 3, 2, pull your chest over the back platform, hold, give me a little pulse back, build the pressure in your lat, underhand grip. In 3, 2, 1, underhand grip, flip the palm, keep going with your lat pull. Right, so 0 transition time here. The muscle stays engaged. That's the most effective transition we could possibly do on this machine, because that's the whole point of this workout, right? We stack all of the moves for one muscle together, one after the other, because we're trying to burn out that group of muscles, right? We're burning out our slow twitch muscle fibers, which requires endurance, right? But we're getting this endurance in this short time frame because you're moving so slowly and you're keeping the muscle active the entire time until it starts to tremor and shake and really burn. That's where we get to the change. In 4, back hold. In 3, 2, drive it back, hold, give me those little pulses. Listen, 10 seconds, it's gonna be an overhand grip. We're going rise and shine with straight arms. In 3, 2, 1, overhand grip, lengthen out. So arms are straight, you're getting a little stretch in the lats. Push down into the hands, rise your chest through the shoulders. Good, if this is too heavy on 2 black springs, you can always drop it down to 1 black spring, but focus in here, your hips do not move. Push into the hands, rise up through the chest. You're sliding these big lat muscles towards your back pockets, lengthen back out. Last one here on our upper body, we're gonna move back into a little bit of core, a little bit of oblique, and then we're gonna hit that other leg. Yeah, we still got 1 leg to work, friends, so let's get it done. You've got 25 seconds to go here. Okay, this is the finisher for the back muscles. They should be pretty toasted by the end of this set. Go a little slower, focus in. If you don't get full range of motion at this point, it's not a big deal. Just keep the lats engaged. We're going 1 black spring. It is reverse super crunch with a twist. in 5, in 4, in 3, 2, and 1. Carefully ride the carriage to the front, 1 black spring. We're gonna have a seat on our carriage, toes hook under the back platform. Go ahead and squeeze your glutes here. Really anchor in through the core. So squeeze your abs super tight, arms out in front of heart center. Now hinge back till you feel a little bit more of a catch in the abs. Collarbones are broad, heart space is lifted. We're gonna rotate over to the right as far as we can without letting the hips move. Come back through center, rotate all the way over to the left. You could also do this with some weights in your hands, but I want you to keep your abs super tight. For more intensity, hinge back a little further, but again, the chest stays open. And you're creating this long lever with your arms, right? Really reach out through the fingertips, flex your arms. We're twisting side to side. So we're getting that rotation through the waistline to engage through the obliques. Great work here. On this next one, we're gonna twist to the right and we're gonna hold. Option to keep the arms out in heart center, option to take them overhead. Give me a tiny little rotation, tiny little twist for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Reach the arms out in front of heart center, take it back an inch, reach forward an inch. Squeeze your right oblique for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it over to the left, hands out in front of heart center or overhead. Tiny little rotation. Focus on that twist happening through the waistline. Squeeze the left oblique for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Arms out in front of heart center. Take it back an inch, reach forward an inch. Really focus and squeeze through the left side. 10 seconds. We'll take it back side to side in 4, in 3, 2, 1. Let's come through center. We're just gonna row right arm back, center, left arm back, center. And you can pick up the pace here a little bit. Try to keep the torso steady. You've got 10 more seconds to go. We're gonna ride the carriage to the front. We've got a twisted wheelbarrow with a push-up, right oblique. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ride the carriage forward, hands to your front platform, knees to the carriage. Swivel your hips to the left, right oblique is facing the floor. It is 1 push-up, 1 wheelbarrow. So we're moving into our right side. Good, shoulders away from the ears, spine is long. A little bit of a squeeze here between the inner thighs. And the entire time you're doing this exercise, you're actively lifting your right oblique away from the floor. So actually try to lift your right oblique like half an inch higher, hold that squeeze. Now keep going. Thumbs are pointed forward. Knuckles wrap towards the floor, push down through the heels of the hands. So we're taking that wrinkle out of the wrist, we're taking the tension out of our wrists. We're gonna go 15 seconds. Remember this transition, we want it to be really smooth and we wanna try to keep the right oblique engaged as we transition. We've got our twisted saw, shoulders over the wrists in 3, 2, shoulders over the wrists, lower it down 1 forearm at a time, keep the right oblique engaged. Let's go into that saw. So we're sliding away from the platform and then forward. Keep lifting your right oblique away from the floor the entire time here. And if you wanna layer in a little mini crunch, once the shoulders are over the elbows, you can just lift the right oblique an inch or 2 higher, squeezing the right side waistline. So it's almost like you're getting a little pinch in the right side of the body here. Good. So this is our longest amount of time in each of these moves. Okay, but we're gonna go back and forth to practice the transition and just to get a little bit more for the right oblique. So we're doing less moves and staying in them longer. You've got 15 seconds to go. Lengthen out through the neck, relax your shoulders, keep lifting right oblique away from the floor. In 4, let's come back up to our hands in 3, 2, 1. Keep the right oblique engaged, back to the hands. 1 push-up, 1 wheelbarrow. We're still in that twisted position. We're still focused on the right oblique. Great job here, Josiah. All right, 15 seconds. We'll go back to our twisted saw, last time there, and then we're moving on. In 4, let's come down to the forearms in 3, 2, walk it down slowly with control. twisted soft. You want to layer in that mini crunch, layer in that mini crunch. 30 seconds. Okay, I want you to think about where you're going in this next transition because we're not going to get to practice this one again, but it's going to be teaser. So I find that I use my hands first. I walk my hands up to the high handlebars, and then I step right foot in front of left and place my feet. And then I send the carriage out all the way and pause. We're going teaser, right oblique, in 4, 3, 2, walk the hands up. Step right foot in front of left, toes point towards left shoulder, send the carriage out all the way and hold. Check in, weights even in both arms. Lock your chest over your front platform. Now exhale, drive your right hip slowly up and over the right shoulder, moving the carriage in a few inches, and then send it back out. Now listen up, your knees do not need to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Your legs don't need to be straight all the way, right? But whatever bend you have in your knees, keep it the same the whole way in and out. And the other thing that you don't need to do is have your heels down or your feet pointed directly to the side, right? So on this smaller machine, toes typically are gonna point towards your left shoulder and the heels might stay a little bit lifted the whole time. Totally fine. In 4, we're gonna take it in halfway and hold. In 3, 2, pull it in halfway and hold. Give me that little pulse, that little squeeze to the right oblique. Look at the platform in front of you. You will be stepping your right foot to it. Single leg squat, right side. In 3, 2, 1. Step your right foot to your front platform, pivot to the left, sit down into that single leg squat. Sweep the arms forward as the hips sink back, pause. Energy in the right heel, squeeze your right glute, lift it slow, 2. Lift it slow, 3. Nice and slow, 4. There's still a micro bend in the knee, take it right back down. So left heel can be lifted or not, right? But we do want the weight out of the left leg. The left leg stays straight. We're just sitting our weight into the right leg. Single leg squat. Yeah, there you go. Now, as you do this, weight stays over the right leg. So right hip, right knee, right middle toes stay lined up. Don't take your body weight out over the carriage and take your weight out of the left leg. All the weight's in this right leg. We're sitting the right hip straight down and back. Arms sweep out, drive through the heels, slowly lift it up. We're going elevator lunge, pivot to the right. In 3, 2, elevator lunge, pivot to the right. Place your feet lower down. When you get to the bottom of your lunge, pause. Check in that your feet are about hip distance apart. Weight is in the right heel. Drive into your right heel, slowly lift it up. Now the focus is your right leg. You do not want to feel your left leg working, especially your left hip. We're not tugging the carriage in with our left hip. So if you feel it in your left hip, I need you to tip forward from the hips more, bringing chest forward over the thigh more. Soft bend in the back knee, and then focus more of your body weight into your right heel. Okay, you're using the back line of your right leg to lift in this lunge. Left leg's just along for the ride, so you can even shake out the left leg a little bit when you get to the bottom of this lunge. Okay, so you can think about these two movements as being super similar. One is a forward motion, the other is lateral, but we're pretty much working the back line of that right leg in a very similar way. In 4, let's pivot into that single leg squat and hold. In 3, 2, quarter turn to left, sit down into the bottom of that single leg squat and hold. All of the weight's in the right leg. We're going skating with the left leg. Slowly bend the carriage in. Slowly send it right back out. Good. Weight back through the right heel. Beautiful. Right leg is stable. It does not move. We're going to pivot around bottom of your elevator lunge. See if you can use your handlebars to help you pivot and maybe stay low this time. In 3, 2, 1, pivot around, elevator lunge. Let's meet at the bottom of the lunge. Yeah, nice, Josiah. Let's go carriage kicks. Back knee is coming in. Stay low. Back leg is extending out. Do not dump your weight into your hands and those handlebars. Maybe you keep the fingertips lightly there to help you stay lower. Awesome work. We're going 10 seconds just like this. Energy down through the right heel, right knee over the heel. We'll pivot around back to our single leg squat. In 3, 2, quarter turn to the left. Let's go single leg squat, full range of motion. You have time to do 2 really good ones, slow as you can. I challenge you to try to do 1 for the full 30 seconds. Right, go so slow. Right there's your halfway point. You have 15 seconds left in full range of motion. Do not lock out the right knee. Good, beautiful work. In 4, back to elevator lunge. In 3, 2, and 1, back to elevator lunge. Last 30 seconds on this light spring for your legs. Go even slower than you were. Your spring change is up next. 18 seconds, we go 1 red spring. It's gonna be runner's lunge, right foot on the front platform or the floor, whatever's more comfortable for you. 10 to go. Now this transition needs to be quick, you gotta hustle. 1 red spring, runner's lunge. In 3, 2, 1, turn around, change your springs, you go 1 red, and then step your right foot to the front platform or the floor in front of the platform, left toes tuck wherever they're comfortable on the carriage, bend into both knees, drop it down nice and low, and then stabilize your right leg, left leg slowly sends the carriage out, slowly back in. Now I want you to think about drawing your outer right hip back a little, front of left hip forward a little, so the hips are really squared forward. And then we've got a tiny tip forward from the hips, so we're bringing our chest over the right thigh just a touch, and a little bit more energy from that right knee straight down into the right heel. So your knee is stacked over the heel. In this exercise, your knee is probably gonna wanna go anywhere else other than where it's supposed to. It might wanna tip in, out, forward, or even behind your heel, because it's gonna take a little more tension out of your glute, and your glute doesn't wanna do the work. So dig into your heel, turn on your glute. We go standing outer thighs, pivot to the left. In 3, 2, and 1. Quarter turn to the left, legs are straight. You're using the straps, feet inside the straps. Send the carriage out as you tip forward from the hips. Core is strong. Pause, slowly resist right back in. Good. So as you do this, we want to keep a tiny bend in the knees the whole time. If you want to add a little chest opener with the arms, that might be fun. Pause at your furthest point, resist in. Check in that the knees aren't knocking in. The outer edges of the feet are really parallel to one another. You're sealing down through the outer edges of the feet. You're almost lifting through your arches just a touch. Good. 15 seconds, we're coming back to our runner's lunge for a quick little pulse. Take your time here, really feel the tension up the outer sides of both glutes. Pause, slowly resist. Try to keep more of that Microformer logo uncovered. Runner's lunge in 3, 2, 1. Pivot back around, find your runner's lunge position, hold. Now we're just going to pulse the right glute down and back an inch, drive through right heel, lift up an inch. Stabilize everything. The carriage doesn't move. Right knee is over your heel. Check it, make sure it's not behind the heel. You've got 10 seconds. We go right back to our outer thighs and we're gonna hold. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, quarter turn to the left. Plant the feet, push the carriage out, your furthest point, hold. Find your core, give me a little pulse out an inch, in an inch with control. Stay focused. Your finisher for your legs is up next. Can you send the carriage out a little bit further? Focus in, your core wraps in and around you a little bit tighter. You've got 10 seconds. We are going to sit down into a squat. In 4, in 3, 2, let the carriage drift in a little further. Sit down, bottom of a squat. Now listen up, friends. We're gonna do a little transformer squat. So bottom of the squat here. From here, we are going to start to push the carriage out away from us. And as we do so, we're gonna tip forward from the hips. Legs get straighter, and then we'll resist the carriage in just like we did for standing outer thighs. Good. Once it's a little wider than the hips, stabilize the carriage, sit it down, bottom of the squat. Good. Push the carriage out, tip forward from the hips, and then resist, chest lifts on the way in. This is your transformer squat. So we call it a transformer squat because the move is constantly transforming. Right? And this is really an example of what a seamless transition looks like, right? Because this is basically like you're going from squats to outer thighs, back into your squat, and you're just kind of moving through them seamlessly. In 4, we're gonna find a little squat hold. In 3, 2, let's set it down into our squat hold. Seal down the outer edges of your feet, recommit to your core. Energy in the heels. Push your heels down into the machine, squeeze the base of your seat. Take a big breath in. Exhale, can you sit down 1 inch further? Take a big breath in. Exhale, can you send the carriage out 1 inch further? Weights even in both feet. In 4, full range in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and push the carriage out. We're right back into that transformer squat. Resist in. Final 20 seconds left on legs. We are going 1 block spring. We're gonna get into a reverse walking wheelbarrow. So knees on top of your carriage, you're gonna change your springs to 1 block and then plant your hands on either side of the rail. In 5, in 4, 3, 2, 1, knees to the carriage. We go 1 block spring. Hands are on either side of the rail, so you're in a wheelbarrow position. From here, stabilize the hips. We're gonna walk it palm by palm all the way up to the back platform. You can even take this over the back platform. That's gonna make it real spicy. Back up, and then back in. Try to stabilize through the waistline. And if it's too much on 1 block spring, pop off the spring. You can do this one without any springs at all. Great job, friends. All right, listen to me. You're gonna walk your hands back to either side of the monorail and hold. Push the carriage all the way up to your front platform and hold. Good. From here, walk your hands to your carriage, toes tucked to the front platform. We're in a plank. It's gonna be a bear crawl. So exhale, scoop through low belly, slowly bring the carriage in, knees under the hips, step both feet back to the floor, step both feet back to your front platform, lengthen out, center plank. Let's go, bear crawl. This is gonna be our finisher today. Keep your focus, breathe into it, do the best that you can. If this reverse bear crawl is too much at any point, drop to the knees and just hit a wheelbarrow. Good, hips stay level with the shoulders, strong through the core. Lots of tension here in the lower abs. This next one, bend your knees in, hold. Lift your hips up 1 inch, hips back in line with the shoulders. Hips up 1 inch, back down. Lift up 1 inch, back down. For 4, 3, 2, hold it here. Step both feet to the floor. Step both feet up to the platform. Keep the hips level, keep going. This is your final 15 seconds. You can do this as quick or as slow as you want. Right here, let's go. 10, 9, keep moving those feet, hips stable. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Child's pose, sit your hips to your heels. Stretch your arms forward. Take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. Good, let's gently make our way up to standing. And we're just gonna hit a quick stretch. So inhale, circle sweep, arms up overhead. Right hand captures left wrist. Side body stretch up and over to the right. Breathe in as you come up through center. Left hand to right wrist, little side body stretch up and over. Good, inhale as you come up through center. And then exhale, fold it forward, hinge at your hips. Let's get a little bit of a stretch into those hamstrings. Forward fold here. Bend your knees as much as you need. Release the weight of your head. Bring a little more weight forward into the big toe mound of the feet. Big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, circle sweep, arms to the sky, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time, deep breath in, circle sweep, arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Great job, awesome, awesome work. I hope you guys found that transition class to be super satisfying. I hope you feel a little stronger in your transitions, and we'll see you next time.